welcome to Today in Prophecy Daily News. In 15 minutes or less, news from the perspective of the Bible. Folks, there are so many things that are taking place. It's hard to just get focused and figure out what in the world is going on as we have things that are coming at us from all these different directions. Listen, something that is going under the radar that very few people are paying any attention to is what in the world is going on in Iraq, and specifically the physical location of Babylon. That's right, Babylon. This is one of those, you can't make this up. Well, you can't, but things are really happening in that area. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But a quick reminder, if you are in Southern California or Central California, coming up over the weekend, Saturday, we have a prophecy conference there. Pastor Brandon Holthouse will be joining me. Pastor James Cadiz, David Tao, James Panafino, be a video on James Panafino. I will be there also. It's going to be an outstanding conference. I'm also going to stay over for Sunday, August 10th, and doing the services there at the church. But again, join us if you can. You're going to be super blessed. You'll be able to strengthen one another. This is one of those times we need to get together, and strengthen one another, because there are so many different things that are assaulting the Bible, and the fact that the Bible tells us Jesus is coming again, and people don't want to read about the prophecies, even people that you knew from church before, saying, don't bring these things up. We don't want to hear about them. Now's the time to stand strong, and especially as we look at dynamics such as Israel, the increase of anti-Semitism and so forth. In fact, I'll do my special prophecy update, my Today in Prophecy, on that Thursday. You can check that out tomorrow. I'll do that just on what in the world is really going on. But join us this weekend, this Saturday. You do need to register in advance. It's a conference you need to register for. That's coming up Santa Barbara at the website, hopeforourtimes.com, events page. Also, the following weekend, a week from the Sunday, August 17th, I will be in Idaho at 412 Church in Idaho for the morning service there. Check it out. Also at the events page, you have the link there. Tells you everything, what the address is. Meet us there, 412 Church in Boise, Idaho area. I'll be there in person. In fact, I'm going to be delivering the message on that morning. So look forward to seeing you if you're in the Boise area. All right, let's get going with this. Very interesting things coming out of Iraq right now. And I'm looking, going, just not that many people are really paying any attention. But Iraq completes most of Fa port. What is that about? We're going to get to that in just a minute. Check this article out also. Iraq grants $69 billion in investment licenses in 18 months. $69 billion. Speaking at the Investment Forum for Businessmen and Investors in Babylon. Mark that down. Yes, you read that correctly. In Babylon, the head of, on October 15th, the head of Iraq's National Investment Commission highlighted the importance of developing tailored investment maps for each province, ensuring projects meet local needs. Okay, this is going all the way back to last October. Where have we been, right? You bring up Babylon and people say, no, Babylon is New York City, Babylon is Rome, and all these different opinions on what is Babylon. And folks, this is absolutely fascinating. That was back in October. Now we look at this. This is also quite some time back. Iraq Prime Minister launches construction of Etad Mills project in Babylon. That also, this is what? Over a year ago too. So you look at these two articles, you're going, why is nobody paying any attention to these things? Now, and there's more also that is updated. I'm going to come back to that with the port. Okay, now listen to this. I want you to, this is just almost a mind blower when you read about what they're building here and developing. The project, and you might at first think, what's this have to do with anything? Get this. The project at the Etad Mills project in Babylon, get this, has a production capacity of 1 million tons annually in one of the private sector's efforts to produce 00 flour. You're thinking, flour, what's that have to do with prophecy? I'm going to show you in a minute. Finely ground flour, known as 00 flour, is frequently used to produce pizza dough, pasta, etc. Okay. Also, Al-Sudani also officially opened the Etad company's sugar plant expansion project after additional production lines were installed, increasing the facility's sugar production. Okay. Then, additionally, the Prime Minister inaugurated the vegetable oil extraction plant, the feed production plant, and the premix mixtures of vitamins, minerals, trace elements, and other feed activities plant in the company. It just continues from there, talking about the business. That is over a year ago. The other one was from this last October. Was that 10 months ago, 9 months ago? You start looking at this going, why is nobody talking about this, or what's the deal? And then I'm going to come back to the port in just a minute. Okay, check this out. In Revelation chapter 18, when you look at Babylon the Great, when the great destruction comes upon it, I personally believe the Babylon that's spoken of in Revelation chapter 18 is a physical location, a physical city. Many people have disagreed with me on this. I've said I believe Babylon will come back again in the last days. Billions of dollars are being poured into Babylon right now. Now check this out. John writes, it's the destruction of Babylon the Great. He says this, verse 9, the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived luxuriously with her will weep and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing at a distance for fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, for the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour your judgment has come. And the merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, for no one buys their merchandise anymore, okay? Remember, I said pay attention to the merchandise we were just talking about. Merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, every kind of citron wood, every kind of object of ivory, object of most precious wood, bronze, iron, marble, cinnamon and incense and fragrant oils and frankincense, wine and oil and fine flour, and wheat and cattle and sheep and horses and chariots and bodies and souls of men. Okay, and it talks about the destruction that is coming to Babylon. People have said Babylon's going to be rebuilt. Like I have said, people have said, you're nuts, it's not going to be rebuilt. There's a lot more to this story too. Okay, it closes, so you see the products that are there listed in Revelation chapter 18. It closes that section with the bodies and souls of men. I have said this for years, that I believe that this was speaking of sex trafficking, taking children, bringing them into the Epstein stuff, or whatever you want to call it, the P. Diddy stuff, whatever you want to call it, right? Bringing them, the bodies and souls of men being bought and sold. These things actually happen, but apparently there's going to be a city in the last days that is headquarters for all of this stuff. So this Epstein stuff isn't going to go away. It's not like all of a sudden trafficking is not going to happen anymore, right? But you look at all this, the fine flour, the oil and everything, we just read about that. Okay, that's just one aspect of it. And then you go on and you realize, wait a minute, it talks about how the destruction of Babylon is going to come in the last days. Okay, now for those of you who are out there who are watching this saying, Babylon is New York City, I've seen videos on it. It's Rome, I've seen videos on it. It's Dubai, I've seen videos on it. It's this, I've seen videos on this. Listen, coming up in a week or so, I'm going to have Dr. Andy Woods on one of my podcasts with me, and we'll do a special on Babylon. So you'll be able to work through it. So instead of arguing with me right now, right, we'll be able to work through these things. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. I look at this and go, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, now moving on from here, Iraq completes most of the Fa port. It will be linked to Development Road. This is from July this month. So this is new. So you see the things are old, including flour and fine linens, all the things we just read about. What do you read about here in Revelation 18? Again, Iraq has finished the bulk of the infrastructure of one of the world's largest container terminals in the southern Fa Peninsula, a senior port official has said. Listen, what is being built in Iraq/Babylon right now that's going to connect with Babylon is going to allow them to be able to bypass the Suez Canal. Friends, this is astounding. Again, I'll get into this. I'll ask Andy Woods about this on a Babylon. We'll do a special on Babylon coming up. But I look at this and go, this is truly an amazing thing. The OPEC producer has also completed the construction of a road that will link Al-Faw Grand Port to the 1,200 kilometer development road, which traverses most of Iraq's provinces towards the northern border with Turkey. The General Company for Ports of Iraq Director General Farad Al-Fartusi, provided a detailed update on the project during a meeting headed by Transport Minister Abdul Razak. He said around 92% of the navigational channels, 94% of the container yard have been finished, adding that the full delivery of all 5 berths was completed. He also confirmed that the linking road project has reached 100% completion. A ministry statement said the meeting also focused on the detailed design phase of the $17 billion development road, with expectations to present a first executable segment to major global firms by the end of this year, by the end of 2025. So I'm looking at these things going, this is truly, friends, this is truly amazing. Could this Babylon that's spoken of in the book of Revelation be what we are watching take place right now? Friends, I just look at this and say, regardless, we live in amazing days. We watch what's happening with technology. We watch what's happening with Russia. We watch what's happening with Turkey and Iran. And obviously, all eyes on Israel. We can see the world's attention going more and more towards Jerusalem. We have all of these Arab countries, I believe it's 22 Arab countries now, that have told Hamas to lay down the weapons. We have the anti-Semitism that is increasing at an unbelievable rate. And watching this, and then we see something like this regarding Babylon. Listen, I know what the arguments are about New York City and all of that. I've seen them like a million times, right? But again, I'll do a special update, a special podcast with Dr. Andy Woods coming up in about a week or so, and it'll be regarding Babylon. You can check it out. Watch that before you send me your angry emails. Friends, I just find these things absolutely fascinating. And we now know there's a lot more to say about this. Do your own research on it. But billions of dollars are being poured into Iraq and Babylon. Right now, nobody's mentioned it, but it is truly amazing. All right. Listen, that's all for today. God bless you guys. Hope to see you in Santa Barbara, or if you're in Boise, a week from Sunday, August 17th. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. But also, I'll be back here on Thursday, tomorrow, with You Can't Make This Up. And I'll do my Today in Prophecy breaking news regarding the nation of Israel and what in the world is really going on. You don't want to miss it. God bless you.